What's going on, guys? Welcome to another one of Black Iron's battles. Today we've got a Total War Warhammer 2 1 versus 1 quick battle for you. And I wanted to show this one to you guys because it's a blast. It's the War of the Knife Years, the War of the Pointy Years. It's High Elves versus Wood Elves. So this one's a lot of fun. It's always a good matchup. And my opponent over here, he actually did bring a pretty good, pretty interesting army, I should say. So we'll go ahead and first we'll take a look at my army. You see here in the front we've got these white lions of trace. We've got 3 groups of them, and those are just the standard. They're armor piercing in there. They've got those big great axes, and that great axe infantry, they'll be able to cut through, I figure, the Eternal Guard pretty easily. Besides that, behind them you'll see here we've got 2 groups, and we've got the Swords Masters of Hope. So they're actually got those two-handed great swords. I mean, look at them. Those guys are awesome with their armor piercing. I mean, we just have big, heavy units. Besides that, so that's pretty much it for our infantry. I mean, you don't get a lot when you go with the High Elves. So besides that, we've got these 3 groups of archers here. So we've got 2 groups of Rage Glory archers, and then we've got 1 group of Lothar and Sea Guard, which have the spears on their back, and those are anti-large. Those guys are kind of to protect the other 2 groups of archers. For my caster, you see here we've got a mage with the Lure of Light. And the only 2 units, or the only 2 spells we've got are Banishment and Net of Ammontok. So hopefully we can hold them down and get a good banishment off. Besides that, over here we do have Tyrion, and this is where a lot of my money went. So when we get Tyrion, I did get Tyrion. I also got Sunfang. I got Feign and Riposte. I got everything we could. We got all his abilities and all of his items. We have the Heart of Avalon, so if he gets hurt, we'll be able to hopefully rejuvenate, and that should keep him in the battle. Besides that, we also have a noble over here. Now, we brought this noble on foot. You see he's just got that super big pike. He's in a large. He's pretty much just going to be able to hopefully get in there, and we'll send him to kill whatever heroes and, Lore of Life wizards or something like that we can find. Over here, we do have 2 units hidden in the trees. We've got some Malarian Reavers. And you see I did put 1 chevron on them, which gave them a little boost. And then we've got our elite infantry over here, the Phoenix Guard. Now, those are those halberd infantry. Look at how badass they look. Oh my god. But they're definitely, I mean, you can see the runes there on their halberds. These guys are it. They've got armor piercing. They've got 100 armor. Look at their defense, 52, 46. These guys are going to be moving up, and I'm going to kind of have them as my secret attack force over there in the trees. Over here on the right, for my opponent, you can see that he does have a Lure of Life wizard. So he's got the Spell Singer right there, and you see her on the pony. And I mean, that Lure of Life, that is something I do not have. So that should be able to give him a little bit more outlast power up against me. Now here in the back, you'll see that this is the crazy part about this army. He has 6 units of Glade Guard, and now that is going to be really hard for me because since I have such low models, I mean, if you look here, he's got 900 to my 700. So if he can start blasting me with those Glade Guard, I'm going to have a lot of trouble. I mean, each one of those with those Starfire shafts will do some major damage. Here in the back, you see protecting his Glade Guard. He does have those War Dancers with Azrai Spears, but those are those anti-large elite Wood Elf infantry. And they'll just be back there making sure that there's no shenanigans with ranged units coming in, or cavalry units coming in to affect his range. Here for his front line, you see he does have 4 units of Eternal Guard. Those are those Eternal Guard with shields, of course, the standard front line for any Wood Elf, and those guys are really awesome. 44 melee defense. They're able to hold the line for a long time. Besides that, we do have these 2 groups of War Dancers, which that'll be like with 44 melee attack. Those will be his damage dealers. He'll have these 4 to hold the line, these 2 to kind of mop anything up, and then he's got all of this just to be just blasting. For his lord there, you'll see he does have a Glady. So I mean that fits the mold. We got six groups of Glade Guard and a Glady. Even though she's on foot, which I rarely see. That's probably a good idea because the Wood Elves can kind of own the air if you get a dragon. But this is just just pretty crazy. Besides that, there's just one more thing I have to show you guys, and that is this group of Wild Riders. They're here just mashing in the forest, and that is going to be they're going to be in some deep trouble. Because as you can see, my group of Valerian Reavers have a group of Phoenix Guard with them, and those Wild Riders are not going to be able to tangle well. So we'll go ahead and get this started, and right off the bat, you'll see we just start moving up. You can see all the, you know, the yellow right there where we decide to move our units. And then I see he's kind of just going diagonal, so I just start charging right in towards him. Additionally, if you look kind of down here in the lower left, you'll see that I am charging my units here in the forest, and I do just now spot those hidden units. So you see we're starting to take some shots already with these archers. They're actually going to get some pretty good hits on these war dancers. And over here on the left, we have engaged with those Valerian Reavers. And what you're going to see, we're going to charge in here. And these Phoenix Guard are going to make really short work. Those Wild Riders are, I mean, even though the Wild Riders are killing the Reavers, the Phoenix Guard are going to take those Wild Riders out quickly. Here in the main battle, you see we have engaged. And all of a sudden, I'm realizing there is a ton of archers over here. Over here on the left, we're losing a few more Wild Riders. But this is the big hit. This is kind of the swinger. When he has all of his group here, he's got those war dancers who are already down to half, but he does have 3 groups of Eternal Guard. Everyone's engaged right here. And if you take a look here, there's just a massive attack going off. Oh man, look at that. If you can see that, I mean, all of his units are just getting nailed down. So let's go ahead and put that back to full speed, and there goes the banishment. There goes the net of Ammontok. And you see that Light Wizard now has 77 kills. So, right, I mean, where this was a normal front line, oh man, there goes that breath attack, and that is just it. That entire front line has been roasted. Those War Dancers are shattered. The Eternal Guard are broken, and I still have, even though the Swordmasters are hurt pretty bad, I mean, look at that. We've got a good number of kills already. So that front line, look at all of those dead guys down there. Here, over there on the left, I think that's about it. So those Wild Riders have finally been routed off. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Valerian Reavers. Since they're already at half health, I'll use them to chase them off. I want to get this group of Phoenix Guard back into the main battle as soon as possible. I have taken some good hits from all of these Glade Guard. Over here on the right, you'll see this is where those Eternal Guard were actually holding strong. And these Swordmasters and White Lions, I mean, they've taken some major hits. Over here on the left, I'm really just hoping that we can kind of hit in here and we can just take out the rest of these archer units. We have went ahead and used the Noble to go ahead and chase down that Spellsinger as soon as possible. I mean, look at that. So with the anti-large bonus of this Noble, you can see him facing off. Oh, wow, he blasted him. But that is not going to save the Spellsinger. That Spellsinger is just, I mean, that is just the prime target for that Noble. Look at this crossfire all around. But these Phoenix Guard are getting right back into it, and the balance of power is starting to go pretty heavily in my favor. You see here in the back, we've got these 2 groups of archers and the group of Lothar and Sea Guard, and they're firing on each group of Glade Guard, is, you know, one after the other, and it is actually starting to work. They've got some White Lions over here protecting them. We've got some broken units, and the Light Mage is actually taken out. But and so I mean, he is fighting back. This is definitely not a for sure thing at this point. So you saw my Phoenix Guard here get Prey of Anathrama, and they're getting blasted from Glade Guard all over the map. It is just a massacre. I pretty much just lost my Phoenix Guard in one shot right there. Lucky for me though, I mean they were at full health, but I mean look at this. Oh, there's just nothing left. There's just a pile of Phoenix Guard bodies where my Phoenix Guard used to be. I mean, he still has plenty of ammo left. The Spellsinger is routed off, so I gotta get this Noble in here immediately and try to get in here and do something about these Glade Guard. And look at all these high elf bodies everywhere. We do have these White Lions still here, and they are still fighting. The Glade Lord's in there, but we gotta get Tyrion. We gotta get him back into action, because I mean, there's just not that many units remaining. I mean, we do have our Light Mage here. He's got a little bit. You know, I think we're able to get one more. We're able to get one more net of Ammontok off there, and we're trying to get these White Lions up in here. And if we can just catch the last of these Glade Guard, that'll be, you know, I think that'll be the end of it. Because even though he has taken out a bunch of my units, I've actually killed a bunch of his as well. I mean, look at that, 200 to 284. He's still actually in the lead, and so at this point, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. But it does look like I shattered that Glade Lord. We had him down to down to 149 kills. We were able just to kind of get pretty heavy army losses. I mean, look at all of those white specks. Look at that entire dead group of Phoenix Guard. I mean, you can see all of the dead bodies. There's just, oh man. We just have, I mean, lucky for me, I was able to get that huge spell off that banishment in the beginning. And then that sun flare, and then I was just, I think that kind of melted, since it melted the front line, that really gave me a fighting chance for the rest of the battle. Let's go ahead and take a look at this post-game wrap-up. So you can see my opponent had no name, so that's why I haven't kind of referred to him by name. But for my army, you can see that Light Mage did do really good work with that banishment in the beginning, 79 kills. Tyrion did pretty well too. He was able to get 41. He still had a ton of health though, and since he was able to fight that Glade Lord, and the Noble was able to kill the Spellsinger, that was really helpful. So even though the Noble only got 14 kills, he was able to soak up some damage as well as fight that Spellsinger and take him off the field. These White Lions were able to get 75, 67, so they did fight pretty well for themselves. Since they had those great, those great axes, they were actually able to chop, I guess, right through. I mean, we did get a few of them into the, I guess we managed to hold those Glade Guard in place and maybe got some White Lions in there at the end, so they would have been chopping through Glade Guard, no problem. The Sword Masters, since they got focused down, I mean, this unit was just taken out pretty early, and that is just one of the hardest things about bringing these elite units. They get focused down. We saw the Phoenix Guard get focused down. They only got 29. At least those 29 were the Wild Riders, which kind of kept them from being a little more mobile, and it allowed our archers to do the real work. So 60 kills on this group of archers, 50 on this group, 29 here, so they were actually stars of the show with these last groups of White Lions. Over here for my opponent's team, you see, I mean, he didn't get that many kills on his front line because we've just shut it down so early. Those War Dancers were taken out. They were shattered after that magical attack, and most of this Eternal Guard didn't really come back either. You saw the Spellsinger was casting, healing spells, so they didn't really get a lot of kills, and the Glade Lord was then taken out, there at the end. The Wild Riders really didn't pay for themselves either, but how can you know? Stuff's gonna catch you in the forest sometimes. That's just how it goes. I mean, it's shitty when it happens to you, but it's fun when you do it to somebody else. I mean, look at those Glade Guard though. Hundreds and hundreds of kills. Those were his big power move. Luckily for us, we were able to kind of net him down and take him out there at the end. It was just a great game to my opponent, he who cannot be named. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I enjoyed playing it. Please subscribe for more great online content. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you guys have any requests or any types of armies you want to see, anything that you guys would like to know about, or anything like that, any tournament builds, just let me know. Alright guys, take it easy. This is Black Iron, and this has been another one of Black Iron's battles.